Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today with a quick update in regards to my arena gameplay in terms of how we've been actually staying once again afloat on the top 10. Now, still using the same strategy, but I have been seeing a different version of teams on defense, so that's kind of why I wanted to make a separate video on this. Now, the most common defense you guys will see here is, let me go ahead and just switch my defense here just to show you. The most common team right now seems to be this first one right here that you can see with Odin, No, Gore, APOC, and Gladiator. So in case you guys have missed my past video on this, but there has been a really good counter, which is utilizing actually Old Man Logan, Odin, Gore, APOC, and then Emma Frost X-Men variant from Astro. These 5 characters have been amazing. So I don't have any gameplay on that because I didn't want to replicate what I've already done. So I'll link that in the description below if you guys want to check out the original video on this, because this team has been the go-to team to take on this team. Now, this newer defense I've been kind of seeing getting mixed up in my arena meta is actually this one right here, which is also the current defense I'm using right now. So it's kind of funny. So I'm basically making a video here on how to counter my own defense, but this has been actually holding pretty good, but very easy to counter as well, guys. So it's actually Super Skrull, No, Odin, as well as APOC, and the Daniel San game shouldn't actually be there. It should actually be let's see who's missing there. Skrull, No, Odin, Apocalypse, as well as, depending on who you want to use, Gore. I've seen some versions of Mephisto, so that could be the 5th slot character that can be used as defense. That's what I'm using right now. Actually, this is right here. So Gore does at least allow you a little bit of kind of versatility with the speed and having an ability block there as well. But yeah, this is when what's working, guys. Now Mephisto actually is part of this counter. So how I'm countering this, and you'll see in the gameplay here, is actually swapping in Skrull with Mephisto, and then him actually getting the first turn. Even though No obviously counters his empowered state, we're getting some really good gameplay there in terms of being able to counter this. So now it's an interesting dynamic here of being in the top 10, because we're seeing a little bit of different versions. There's this one right here that you see with Shadow King himself, Odin mixed in with No, APOC, and Gore. This one does seem to be an interesting as well, because they burst you down in the beginning. But yeah, anyways, guys, let me get to it though. Let me show you the gameplay of how I counter this current defense that I'm using right now. And again, it's helping me stay afloat right now, but it really is an interesting time to be playing arena right now because of all these different teams. So let's get into it. My gameplay here for this counter. So as you see in this recording, we're seeing a lot of different versions of even Mephisto on defense. And to be honest, I think those ones are easier just because when Mephisto does go, usually he would activate his special, which can actually place a taunt on Odin as well. So, okay, this is the team, guys. So first thing first, you always want to be focusing on Odin right from the get-go. So I'm using Mephisto. I'm actually just using his basic attack twice, because you can see we're landing the bleeds and the defense downs on him. In addition to that, we have Null's Darkness, so that's been nice. It's interesting that, Skrull is getting a bit of a second wind here back on defense, but like I said, I don't think it helps this team enough, right? Next, it's been pretty consistent, but typically at this point you should be able to get a turn of your Null or maybe your Gore, depending on kind of the speed, and that's where the RNG could be coming into factor here. But not usually an issue, because the one thing about our team that we have over theirs is because of the fact that we actually get that first initial attack with the Mephisto. So those defense downs and the bleeds really do hurt. And then even better is you're able to get your Gore or your Apocalypse to land an ability block on the enemy Odin. That's ideal. I've had some situations where it didn't happen, and it is what it is, but the bleeds and all that damage. So you see right here, we go ahead, we use my APOC ultimate. Again, can't get the one shot there with Null being on the enemy team, but he can go ahead and just do a little bit more damage with that empowered state. You could have also opted to use a special to ability block Odin, but I saw that his health was already quite low, so that's really the objective, right? You take down the enemy Odin, and the one huge advantage is when you're playing this and you have your Odin on your tide of battle, the enemy's not really gonna be able to fight against that, especially given how powerful Odin is, and especially once he lands the ultimate, it's good game. So you can see it gets pretty one-sided here. The moment their Odin falls, we're basically just going through the motions now. The passive attacks from Odin just absolutely wiping out the enemy team. I have actually done this against enemy Odins that have the overpowered ranking of 11 as well. So in other words, they've actually geared up their Odin to gear tier 20, and we were still able to get this done as well, just because of the way that this is countering. So that's why I'm a big fan of the arena meta right now. There's a few different teams to try out and different synergies. I'm definitely gonna see. Let me know if you guys know how to take down that Shadow King team. I've had issues with it, experimenting and whatnot, and I'll probably revisit this in another video. But yeah, Hopefully this is helpful, guys. This is how I've been able to stay afloat anyways. And again, I'll link the original video here if you're interested in taking a look at how the Emma Frost X-Men with Old Man Logan does counter the main one. But this is another variant here. So hopefully this is helpful, guys. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.